And welcome to another edition of CSU Lakers Show at the Loch, episode number 2. I'm your host, David Jones, with Coach Vince Alexander. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing great, Dave. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing good, boy. Clayton State is 4-2. We up here rolling. I've been smiling all weekend. I sent you a text. I sent you and Dre a text. Man, what you guys are doing for the culture. You know, a lot of people on the outside don't understand it's a process, and you can just see that you guys are building brick by brick by brick. And it's only a matter of time, you know, as you guys keep that momentum. These guys are young, you know, along with the new guys that you have. And it's just a joy to see this start to come to fruition.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Not only for you, but for us as well. It's been a process, and a lot of times you can get caught up in the process and try to get ahead of it. But it's been a necessary process, although it hasn't been a process that we can actually say we've enjoyed. Because no one enjoys losing.
Yes, sir.
But it's been a process, and we've trusted it throughout that process, and by the grace of God, things are starting to come to fruition. The desires we've had for this program, this university, in this community, things are starting to come together, and so we're very, very thrilled right now, but we're not satisfied. We're going to stay humble, and we're going to stay hungry.
Absolutely. Let's jump right into it. You had a huge victory against Clark, and I think that's what really got this thing rolling. Everybody didn't know what to expect with the Clark Clayton State game. Clark was really good last year, and they're still very good now. But for you all getting that victory, let's talk about some of those players who came up big that game. It's that leadership, man. That leadership is starting to really show off for a number of the players. Who do you think is paying big dividends right now early in the season?
Well, I think you can talk about several guys. Obviously you start with Elijah Dates, the
Yes.
sophomore out of Charleston, who he's just uh, growing tremendously, not only on the court but off the court, and developing as a leader. He's bought into the culture that we want to establish here, and that's why he's back with us this year. He's doing a tremendous job, not only in his development and allowing us to develop him, but also in his leadership. Then you have to talk about Aaron Pitts, who is the guy's jack of all trades. I say that on the court. He plays multiple positions for us, anywhere from the 1 through 4. And, he does a tremendous job. Last game, 8 assists and 1 turnover, although they had it wrong, stats wrong. He actually had 8 assists and 1 turnover. Um, and he's also capable of scoring when we need him to score. As you know, against Clark, he had 21. And then, he had 11 or 13, I think, against Morehouse. And then you also have to talk about the other part to that, and that's DJ Wright, who, is very dangerous. He can heat up very quickly. And, he's shown that. Um, and, he not only does he bring valuable experience and winning experience, he brings great leadership to this culture. He has buy-in, and he's helping us tremendously. And then also I have to mention Jamal Kleist, because it might not show up in the stat sheet, but it shows up in the win columns, and that is his leadership, his ability to defend, rebound, dive for loose ball, take charges, all of those things that you might not see charges on the stat sheet. You might not see diving for loose balls. You might not see setting solid screens and getting your teammates open, like a Draymond Green. You know,
Mhm.
he's capable of scoring 20, but he's very selfless, and he wants to win. So, he's bought into his role very well, and he's doing a tremendous job. And so that's just to mention a few. I don't want to drag along. We have several guys that are doing well: Lake Davis, JoJo Bell,
Mhm.
Christian Chambers. a lot of those guys, they're doing well. They're helping us win games and turn this program around.
I think you just brought a excellent point up, and I say that because the thing that I like for this year, you have different guys stepping up. You just mentioned Christian Chambers; he was huge a couple games before this. He was really big, and now you have the other guys where it's not a situation where whoever's hot, the team is feeding that hot hand, and that's what I see this year, and I really like that because it's going to be one person's day when it's not the other one's. And if the team is comfortable enough to say, hey, take us to the promised land, man, I can see that Peach Belt tournament coming. I can see it.
Yeah. Well, God willing, Dave, we truly hope that comes to fruition as well. Um, we all guys are buying in. Um, they're connected. We're connected with them. They're connected with us, and they're definitely connected with each other. They're selfless. They share that ball. They don't have a problem. If Aaron Pitts is the one that's having a night, if Christian Chambers is having his night, as you seen the last game, Elijah Date's having his night, they find it. They find a way to make sure that they get the ball. Unlike some of our teams in the past, when trying to develop this program, we just, couldn't get guys to buy in like that. But thank God we've been able to do that this year. And God willing, we continue that path.
Listen, you guys did an awesome job. And, I definitely want to shout out Clayton State University for the Clayton State Classic. You guys put on a great classic. You had three other quality teams besides, Clayton State. And, you can see what you're building there, coaches. You can see it. I mean, you had a great event. And even the week before with the PBC challenge as well, that was another great event as well. And you guys are really doing some things that the community can really get behind now because they haven't seen this in years. And with them seeing what you guys are doing, and we all know winning changes everything. Winning brings people in the seats. Winning gets people on Twitter and Instagram to check in and say, who's this Clayton State team? Because, as you guys continue to do what I'm, fortunate enough to see live, more people are going to start to buy in. And, when the fans buy in, I love Clayton State's atmosphere. That home atmosphere, I love it. It's a nice feel, the fans get into the game. And I just feel like what you're doing, it's just going to only draw more and more people in a matter of time. And that leads to your game that you have tomorrow versus Elizabeth City State. CIAA, that's a tough conference. And, as we say, you can never sleep on any team, but the CIAA is a tough and rugged team. And what are you expecting against Elizabeth City State?
I expect that it's going to be a tough game, like you said. Dave, we don't play no easy schedule. Our schedule is always tough. And, we expect the same thing in this game. Um, they're going to challenge us as well as we're going to, challenge them. I think there's two really good teams that are very close and comparatively. We both like to transition. Um, we both rely heavily on our guards to get a lot of things done for us. And, we both, have, guys that are capable of big games. And they certainly have some guys that are capable of big games uh, as well as we do. And we're looking to go out there and play a great game tomorrow. And God willing, we go out there and play the best game we can possibly play, and we come out on top.
Absolutely. And, like you said, you got this big game coming up that could potentially take you to 5-2 as you start to get ready for the Peach Belt Conference the week after. Actually, next week?
Yeah.
Against North Georgia. You'll start the Peach Belt Conference, and they're the conference champs, so they'll be coming to Clayton State, and they got a tough team as well, and I think that's going to be a benchmark to see where you guys are at early. I mean, you guys are doing well and you're opening some eyes, but when you go against that North Georgia team who's been pretty good the past couple of years, like we said, they won the Peach Belt last year, and they went to the NCAA tournament. They went to
Yeah, Elite Eight.
the
Yeah.
Elite Eight. Yeah, they went to the Elite Eight, and unfortunately, they bowed out there. But that was a great run that they had, and they still have some of those returners coming back. So I think it's going to put the guards to a big test to see where they stand. And some of the newcomers, this is going to be, hey, welcome to Peach Belt basketball. This is what it is.
You're exactly right. Very good team. Dan Evans does a great job over there. Outstanding coach. Um, they've put together a really good squad there. Um, had a great year last year, going to the Elite Eight, win the region, and also winning the conference tournament. And they're going to be a big challenge for us, and it's going to be a chance for us to really see where we are early. I like that, and I believe in this team. I believe in this team. I believe in our guys, and I'm going to stick with them. I think our guys will be ready. We're going to take it one game at a time. We're going to take care of Elizabeth City, and we're going to lock in and focus on them. We know North Georgia's down the road, and that's coming, but we're not even thinking about them right now. To be honest with you, we're thinking about next game, and that's our goal, to put a win streak together one game at a time.
Absolutely. And, like you said, you play and, it's never the idea of looking ahead, but you play such a tough schedule. And, with you playing that tough schedule, you got the North Georgias, you play the Fort Valleys, you play Young Harris every year. You got Albany State before you kick off, the conference. You do that for a reason to get these guys prepared. And, it's no different this year, what you got going on. And, I know your expectation is high. I mean, it's high every year. What you and Coach Anthony do every year, you just have to forgive me, man. It's the feeling that I have. I feel like something special is brewing, and it's that brick by brick, hard hat mentality that you guys are bringing. And like you said, you're getting these guys to buy in, and with you guys getting these guys to buy in, I really feel like they believe and they can see it now. Because of course, I was at the Morehouse game, and to see you guys down 8 at halftime. You went in there, you made the adjustments, and you made some key adjustments too. I won't give away no secret sauce, but when you made those key adjustments, Morehouse they were a little stunned for a minute because they didn't know how to adjust. It's not to say the coach didn't know how to adjust to them.
Yeah, I
The
understand.
players were, they were a little surprised by you coming out with a different look. And with you coming out with that different look, next thing you know, that 8-point lead was gone and they called a timeout. And you all seized that momentum, and that was it right there. I mean, not to say that was it, but you guys rode that momentum and were able to hang on, for a tough victory.
Yeah, I tell you what, David, it was like it was very exciting to be on the other end of some of those. We've lost so many close ball games
Mm-hmm.
throughout our tenure here, um, losing 11 of those last year. It was so nice and so refreshing and rewarding to come out on the other end of that. Um, our guys, we thought we did a good job of making adjustments the second half, but making adjustments is one thing. Your players have to believe in those adjustments, and your players have to buy in, and that's where we're different. That's where we're different. Our players believe and they buy in. They trust us, and they follow through. So when you have that, you got a real good chance of doing something special. And like you said, you can feel it in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is shifting, and it's shifting in our way. Praise God. And we're very, very, very blessed and very thankful. And we just pray that we stay healthy, stay humble, and stay hungry.
Coach, I want to talk about this because you said like last year it was losing the games by, 11 games by, like 4 or 5 points or less. But the bigger thing now that I'm starting to notice, now it's executing down the stretch to maintain the lead that you guys have now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
one of the big things, you guys were pivotal with free throws last game. Pivotal. That was big. The free throws were knocked down, and that kept the lead to a manageable, amount where they couldn't come back. But what's the take now where, like you said, it shifted where you all were playing catch up and battling back last year to now you have the lead, and now you have to execute to keep that lead now. What is your how do you approach that now versus last year?
Well, one thing we do uh, is we spend a lot of time prepping those situations. Not like we didn't do it before, but we spend more time prepping our guys for end of game situations. You know, up to with a minute and a half. Like today, we did several possessions where it's 1 point. It's a 1 point lead. You need a bucket. Defense, you gotta get a stop. So we're preparing our guys in that way, putting them in those situations in practice, and you know, hoping it pays off in the games. And so far, it has.
I, yes, that's definitely the case. And with you doing that, it's only going to prepare them even more because the Peach Belt's going to be rugged. We know that. Any given day, a team could come and knock a team off in the Peach Belt. That's always been the way it was. And the way I see you guys, improving and, just the whole momentum, like, yeah, I'm excited about the momentum, but now I want to see how they handle, especially going on the road and doing some of that, which was big at Morehouse. You went on the road and maintained that lead. Yes, home is always home, but, going to the Augustas, going to the USC Aikens, going to the Landers, going to North Georgia, going to Georgia Southwestern, and being able to execute in those hostile environments, I think it's going to take some, 1 or 2 games, and not to say that they can't do it because they just showed it this past weekend that they can. But, coach, just seeing what, where this is at, I'm like, oh man, you can feel it. It's almost like, and with me being a basketball head, it just gets me excited because, it's not the come on, y'all, what we doing? It's okay. Okay, I see it.
Mhm.
I see it. And I just look at this like I feel like in a couple of weeks when we have this show, you think I'm excited now. You wait until a couple of weeks from now when you're about 10-4, 11-5, and I'm out here like, I told y'all. I told y'all.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
I just, man, I'm just so happy for you all. And, for you people that are, tuning into this, come on down to Clayton State. Come on down tomorrow and check this team out because I really feel like they won't be a sleeper much longer for people that don't know. I text with both coaches and I'm like, man, I just got a feeling. I feel like this is it. But I want the other people to see. And the old saying goes, Coach, a lot of people won't see it until it's 85 to 90% done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's when you notice it most.
exactly, and just being so happy for you all. And I'm gonna say this as well for those recruits, those JUCO and high school kids. Lock in, lock in. Like this is a program that is on the rise. It's going to be really exciting to see what this December, January, and February bring, and hopefully March, because that means March we trying to go to Evansville.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the hope and the prayer. So, it would be a dream come true. And, I do think we have guys that are capable. And, we just have to continue to do our part. It's like I tell my guys all the time, if you don't put money in the bank, you can't take anything out.
That's true.
So no bank's gonna let you take anything out if you don't put nothing in. So
Mhm.
put the money in the bank. And that's getting in the gym, that's coming to practice every day ready, that's, putting the extra time in on your free throws, coming to skill development workouts, you know, when we have volunteer workouts, everybody shows up. It's those things that, winning is a byproduct of all of those things. And so, you know,
Listen, and I was just you just took some words out of my mouth. I commend both of you. What you guys do on that development side, listen. If that was a car, listen. I already got my loan together. I'm ready to make it happen because what you guys do on the development side, with you and Coach Anthony, listen. I've seen kids come in there, and you know, Dre be like, "Hey, we taking him." I'm like, "What? Okay, all right. Well, we gonna see what it is." And I'm coming back a year later, like, "Hey, no, listen. I don't know what you guys are doing, but that's a whole
yeah,
different ball player there." And that's just
yeah,
the commend what both of you all do. And you're giving away some of that, sauce, like between those volunteer workouts and that skill development piece. People don't understand how important that is. And if you got guys buying in that are doing that, and like as everybody says, you're getting better every day, whether it's 1% or 2% every day, that's
every
huge.
day,
Yeah,
every day.
that's huge. Then you can withdraw with a little interest in.
That's right. That's right. You make an investment, you expect a return. And that's what we teach our guys. Make good investments and you'll get a good return. Make smart investments and you'll get a good return. Right. And so we're in for it to get a great return. And so, our guys are buying in, and all I can do is hope and pray that it continues.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, Coach, like I said, we're going to do this every week, and we're going, we're going to talk Clayton State basketball. We're going to talk the highs. We're going to talk the lows. We're going to talk what's ahead. And like I said, I'm excited to see where this is going. And we'll keep doing this. And see us in March. Let's just say that. See us in March.
Yeah.
We'll see what we're talking then. I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be an exciting season, and you can see it in, these next couple games going into the holiday, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it will tell even more of what this team is made of. And, I wish you and Coach Anthony the best. And
Thank you.
we'll be talking real soon. I definitely want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And Coach, like I said, Clayton State is starting to make some noise now. I don't know what you're doing down there. Hey, it's some of those restaurants you took me to down there. Y'all feeding them some of that food. That's what it is. So,
Yes, sir.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you coming on tonight. Like I said, we'll be back on next week, and happy holidays to you as well.
Yeah, happy holidays to you. Happy Thanksgiving to all our fans out there and supporters. And, to you and your family, happy Thanksgiving. We certainly have a lot to be thankful for, even beyond basketball.
Absolutely.
We got a lot to be thankful for. We live in a great country with, great people. And, we get to coach this great game and, you get to do what you do for us. And, we should be thankful. We should be expressing gratitude as much as possible. So,
Absolutely.
very, very thankful and very blessed. And I want to wish everybody the same. Happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, that'll do it for tonight. Another great edition of the CSU Lakers show at the Loch. We'll be back next week as usual with some more good news, God willing. And,
Amen.
we'll see you next week. And everybody take care. Good night and God bless.
See you guys tomorrow at noon.
Yes, sir.
Take